Hello, and thank you for trusting me to read for you. Today we're going to do a 20-minute reading. This is going to include primarily charms, but then after we kind of get the story of what the energy is and what your guides want you to know, then we will pull the bonus cards, which are a past, present, future, or kind of any question that I'm led to ask with the tarot cards. So it'll be the charms and the tarot, and then after the tarot, if there's any more clarity, we'll pull more charms. So it's kind of I really do go with the flow of the energy, so there's not really a set schedule, but that's kind of what we'll do. So these have already been shuffled. They're really loud, so I try and do them as little as possible. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get these here. All right. It's very interesting. I do feel that this has to do with home and family. So there are several, excuse me, charms. I feel like you're also, whenever my throat starts to get like that, it's usually because words that need to be said are not being said. So it's kind of like there's a battle going on in the home. The reason I feel that it is for the home is because this is the charm for the home. There's one clear one where like, okay, all clear, things are going well. And then there's this one dark one that is like, okay, well, we can't kind of see what's going on. There's a lot of like battling going on here as well. I do feel that this is what's currently happening. So it's also interesting. This is the charm for the divine feminine. This was like knocked on its side. So I really feel, so first of all, feminine and masculine energy, it really isn't about male and female, especially in like a spiritual reading. And also it's what my charms are designated as. So I do feel that you are trying to work on some healing. I do feel that there were some things that were like passed down through generations. So like messages like, oh, love never stays because this love has wings. We also have the heart that's dark. So I feel that love and kind of like connection, they weren't always prevalent in the home. And I think and feel that some of that has carried into the current home. Now so this charm is right next to the U. I do feel, so these are charms for like little ones. I feel that this is your inner child. That's where some of this healing needs to come in. I feel that there's somebody who called you princess, but they didn't really mean it in a positive way. Like this person was speaking like in a derogatory way. They were kind of like, okay, princess, I guess you are the star of everything. So I do find it interesting too, because this is the other charm for the little one, or like a young person. I feel that the person who treated you that way still has access to treat other people that way. So it's really interesting because that is why now when things start to get like happy for you, you run from them. I feel like there was a lot of instability. It feels like a lot of instability. There feels like there's not a lot of clarity. There's this feeling of like confusion. I almost feel like there was some gaslighting that was happening, and that's why it was a little bit more difficult to kind of like key into what to do or how to heal or what you need. I feel that your needs were often diminished, and that the things that you want weren't often given to you. I don't feel that you were able to experience this like positive growing up experience. And one of the difficult things about growing up in a situation where there was instability and, you didn't really know what was happening from day to day is it's like you say to yourself, okay, at what point do I feel calm and confident? And you know what I'm saying? Like at some point, you're not that inner child anymore. Like you are the grown person who has like transformed from that. So I feel that that's also where the healing of the divine feminine is coming in. Some of the characteristics of you as a person were talked down about. You never really saw how amazing you actually are. Like, this person, I feel, has a lot of like negativity in their own life, and so they bring that negativity. So this is the part where you kind of like have to relearn some of these lessons that were given. Really keying into what does the divine feminine energy do for a person. I feel that researching divine feminine energy is going to open your whole world up to you in a way that it has not been opened before. I feel that studying that divine feminine energy will also allow you to see the balance of the divine masculine energy, because I do feel that there's some things that are off balance. I also feel like speaking up for yourself is really hard. Like, there are some things that you should be saying right now that you are not. There are some people who are treating you in ways that are not positive. I feel like you have a struggle with boundaries. So boundaries, the way I kind of help people figure out boundaries is, let's start with the one that feels like most people would agree with. I won't let people hit me. If that feels like, okay, well, that's a boundary that I can say, I don't deserve to be hit. Okay. Then you say, okay, well, I don't want people to steal from me. People are not allowed to steal from me. Okay. So right now, because you don't have clearly defined boundaries, you're unable to really say how you feel or what you think, because you don't know how you feel or what you think. And that's another struggle I feel, where the inner child is having a hard time. Because when you come to this person, or when you used to come to this person with like, this is how I feel, this is what I need, oftentimes that was just like, go away, I don't have the energy to deal with this, or, you're just being a big baby, or stop crying, or, stiffen up that upper lip. Or I remember being in the second grade and the teacher told me, we don't cry unless we're on the playground. And I was like, well, what happens if someone passes away? You don't even, unless we get hurt, we don't cry. So there's a lot to unpack, I feel, with the messages that you were given when it comes to your own emotions. And it's difficult, I feel, for you to regulate some of your emotions, because they almost are foreign to you. Because when you felt one way, and that was how you genuinely felt, you were told not to feel that way. And that's, I feel, also with like good things as well, like love sticking around. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the tarot. We're going to do 3 cards. We're going to do past, present, and future of love in your life. Now, this is not romance. This is love. So you will be able to define what you feel that as. So past, present, and future. I love when the cards just like jump up in the air, like, I want to be there. All right. So in the past, when it comes to love, we're showing the 7 of Swords upright. So the 7 of Swords upright is about betrayal and divorce, and sometimes it even can be about affairs. Now, I don't feel that this is something that you experienced. I feel that it was something that you lived through while someone else experienced it. Now, you had your own experiences that kind of like stem off of that, but I feel that you kind of watched this relationship take place with other people, and it kind of formed who you are. That's what we're talking about with that heart that was flying away. Like, I do see that you were given a lot of messages that love just doesn't stick around. And that is your past energy. So then your present energy is, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this makes me so happy for you. This is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is about love and support and family. So when it comes to love, I do feel that you have done some healing. At least you've gotten to the point where you recognize that things could have been different. You recognize that this was not the way things were supposed to be. And I'm so happy that these cards came up in these positions, because it really does show that some healing has happened, some change has happened. So then what does this say for the future of love? This is showing as the reverse 5 of Wands. The reverse 5 of Wands is about success. It's about problems being resolved. It's about finally saying the things you need to say. So, and I think it's always interesting when you do a 3-card reading, because in tarot, there's the 4 suits, there's cups, pentacles, swords, and wands. And I always like to see which one doesn't show up. And pentacles did not show up in this part of the reading. So what I would really take that to mean is that there is some prosperity in your life that you are now going to start focusing on. I feel that you've really healed a lot when it's coming to love. At least you have started on that path. Like, okay, now I kind of have an idea of how things ended up where they are. I can see that I want things to be different, because if we don't notice, or we don't pay attention to, or look around our lives and see the things that make us unhappy, we are unable to change them. And then we just follow that same pattern. And a lot of times we even pass that pattern down to future generations. And I feel that you've done a really good job seeing what needed to be fixed and starting on that journey. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to pull some more charms. And these charms are going to be focused on what does the future look like when that healing has taken place. What does love look like when the healing has taken place? Now this time I am going to shuffle the charms, because we're in a whole different energy. So I just want to let you know it might be a little bit loud. So if you have headphones in, be prepared. All right, so what does love look like after the healing? Okay, so there's still a little bit of turmoil. I feel that this is inner turmoil. The reason I feel that this is inner turmoil is because first we have the airplane on top of the charm, the other charm that this was sitting on. This says health, happiness, treasure. Now, I do feel that it is an inner battle, and I feel that it may even be a battle that you just battle for the rest of your life. Sometimes some of those experiences were so impactful that there's just always going to be some emotional residue from that experience. So I do feel that it almost seems like you haven't had the opportunity to get far enough down the self-love, unconditional love path. Like you have not received that because it's upside down. I feel that right now, the idea of things being beautiful and exciting and happy are still a little foreign. So now is the time. I feel that there is some... Singing is very interesting, because sometimes you think, oh yes, we're going to sing a celebratory song. We're going to be happy and celebrate. But sometimes we can also sing like songs that are sad and they're mourning, and they help us release energy through that music. So I do feel that it's time for you to sing. Like, I feel that you should turn on some music really loud, dance around, try and move some of that energy that you have trapped. So then this part is when, and then we have is, and I feel like it's saying, when is everything going to be figured out so that the door can become unlocked and I can have the person in my life who's just really excited that I'm there. This is the charm for creating a buzz or being excited. It was upside down. So the puzzle piece though is upright, and to me that really shows that some of these puzzle pieces of your life, or some of these pieces that you didn't really know how things were going to work or how someone was going to love you. I feel like some of that is going to shift. See, right now you're right at the beginning of it. And it's kind of like when you go on a diet and you are like, I need to lose 100 pounds. And when you lose the first 2 pounds, it feels like ho hum, like there's still 98 more. And I feel like as you're kind of unpacking some of the mental things that you need to heal from, some of the mental challenges that were kind of thrown at you as you were growing up, because that seems like such a daunting task, you're forgetting to celebrate the experiences where you have healed and you have done good things and you have made the choice and you know, see what I'm saying? Like, you have to celebrate those small victories, because if you don't, you will not find the motivation to keep moving forward. We as humans are motivated a lot by praise, by acceptance, by accomplishment, by victory. And I feel that right now you're not seeing a lot of those things in your life. This could be because you don't have a support system in place, which is really important. This could mean that you're not working with like a therapist or a counselor who's going to help you go and move even faster. Because it takes a lot of energy and effort to be introspective enough to really face your shadow self in a way that can make changes, because a lot of times our shadow selves and our inner child, those things that we need to work on, those things are blind. There are blind spots. You know, if we could see them, we would have changed them a long time ago. We wouldn't have any need to go through relationships and, you know, kind of unpack some of those things, because we've already unpacked them. So you can make the choice to either do that unpacking with like a professional who's going to be able to walk you through it and is not invested in it in a way that it affects their own life. That's a big piece of therapy, is that, you know, you can go in there and you can have conversations and you can talk about people and then go to a family holiday, family get together, and not be mad, because if you start telling other family members or, you know, people who are part of it, then it just kind of drags on for the whole family and never really creates healing. And I feel that you're ready for healing. I feel that that is why this reading was kind of like came across your path, because I feel that your guides want you to try something and see new things. So I feel that now is the time. I think it's really interesting. When and now. I feel like timing is really important in this. I feel that there is a life that is your ideal life that you really want to live. And the only way for you to get this ideal life is for you to complete this healing process. And I know it feels daunting and it feels like a lot to deal with, but I do feel that this is something that could really, really help you.